What's up everyone, we're back to another video on pressure, and today I will show you every single monster document in this game for now. Why not all of them, because I don't have time to show the urban shape for now. And if you have realized from achievement, yep, I got it finally. After this many deaths and that many wins. Now let's get started, because I don't have any time. Monsters slash hazards. We got a lot to go. Let's start by C-13. So C-13, the code name Saboteur, previous code name Handyman, real name Sebastian Solis, is to be killed on sight without hesitation. Z-13 is incredibly dangerous. Caution is a part if encountered. Despite his size, Z-13 is incredibly nimble, allowing him to quickly outmaneuver the flank operator. It should also be noted that Z-13 is currently in possession of our experimental portable scrambler, meaning that any and all CCTV radios and other communication equipment will be rendered offline we don't know stop radius of his presence. Operative must conduct a communication check. Must conduct a communication check with HQ every 5 minutes to ensure they are not within the range of the scrambler. If HQ cannot be reached, operator should remain on high alert for a possible ambush, whilst attempting to check in as often as possible. After firing the effect of anesthesia, Z-13 pretended to succumb and woke up unguarded during transport. He killed elite guardsmen we don't know, acquiring his high clearance keycard, and proceed to release as many monsters as possible from their containment cells, calling the site-wide lockdown. Before stealing the reconfiguration of the experimental scrambler, CCTV captured Z-13 training stolen item for research finding from EXR-B. I think EXR-B is the player play as, I'm not sure. Expedition party members. His exact motivation remain unknown, but encrypted radio broadcast to Innovation Inc., Blockstop, Deluge Lab, and information to leverage away with a rival organization. Although uncertain if he continues to trade with incoming parties, it is highly probable. Oh my god, I have to pick up this word. Z-13 was brought in as a LR-R in 2013 after he was found guilty of 9 counts of murder and was sentenced to death by electric chair. He was quickly swamped up by Urban J, and the execution report was published, and Z-13 was officially declared as dead. In early 2015, Z-13 was selected to be part of an experiment to give human gills using DNA strand from mutated anglerfish. Wait, no, I'm far. Wait, pause, I'm far. From a blue whale, we don't know, a sea snake, a great white shark, a mutated anglerfish, a silver spiny fish, and a mantis shrimp. Whilst the experimentation was a success and Z-13 gained the ability to breathe underwater, the obvious visual and bodily side effect left much to desired. These side effects were quickly ironed out and refined on future tests. And the guild procedure was quickly applied to all guardmen working on the black site. The initial period following the experimentation are the optional time to reverse physical side effect, but this was not deemed necessary for Z-13 due to his LR-P. Wait, was it LR-R? LR-R, yep. Wait, oh my god, I got lost. Due to his LR-P status, his monstrous appearance, characteristic, and abilities led to his classification as Z-13. After this experiment, seeing no further use for him in human testing, Z-13 was assigned to underwater equipment maintenance. In late 2015, it was discovered that Z-13 had not killed the 9 individuals he was accused of, and that an innocent man had been wrongfully sentenced to death despite his revelation. It was decided not to inform Z-13 or release him to the public, as he was legally declared diseased. At this stage, reversing the mutation was no longer feasible, as the opportunity to do so had long passed. However, his rank was changed to MR-P, providing him with better living conditions and access to recreational program available to MR-Ps. Under no circumstances can Z-13 be allowed to leave the black site alive. If any operative encounters Z-13, they must abandon their previous objective and, as Mr. Shade himself stated, shred their mags until their trigger finger bleed. Jeez. So that's Z-13. That's the guy with the shotgun, which appear around door 45 to 60. I didn't know he was that violent before. So now let's pass to Z-283, the Angler. So, I want to be quick by doing this. Z-283, codenamed Angler, was originally found at the bottom of the lead van zone during the initial expedition and excavation for the adult black site. The creature is comprised of a cloud of black and dark blue smoke. Within the smoke, a face will always face the observer, even if it's from multiple angles at once. Each person reported that they were seeing the face in the smoke. This also happened for any type of cameras equipment. Why this happened is as of yet unknown and will likely never be explained. What do you mean by that? Z-283 is incredibly fast, but it's also particularly blind. Because of this, his Z-283 is constantly emitting an incredibly loud scream. It is used to echolocate through its surrounding. During its initial capture, Operator discovered that even if initial eye contact is made from... Give me 2 seconds. What does this word mean, bro? What does AFRA mean? Oh, that means from a distance, getting out of sight before it reaches your location will simply pass by you. Same thing can be said in line of sight is broken before it reached you. In which case, its echo will bounce off you and it will move in for a kill. And it's currently unknown how exactly Z-283 killed its victim. He has a big ass mouth. What do you mean he doesn't know how you kill his victim? As all it has to do is simply move through a living being and they instantly drop dead. Post-death anatomy of victim shows the cause of death and neurotrauma upon contact. It is currently theorized that when Z-283 kills something, it will auto-absorb a neuron signal from the body, leaving nothing but a corpse with no bodily harm behind. For some reasons that can't be fully explained yet, Z-283 sent out weak disruptive electrical signal, like an EMP, the EMP pulse of sorts. The range of the pulse doesn't have exact measure yet, but the radius is rather wide. Said pulse disrupt all unsecure electronic devices connected to the black site power grid, causing them to short circuit or malfunction. Z-283 also has a shorter and more powerful disruption signal that is strong enough to outright break or destroy any said unsecure electronic. The range of this pulse is much shorter, measuring at about we don't know studs. In the event that Z-283 breaches containment, personnel should note that the pulse it emits disrupt the black satellite, causing them to flicker if near. You can also tell that it's on its way from its ear-piercing scream. If this happens, personnel should look for a place to hide before its arrival. Once Z-283 has passed through, the area should be noted that it leave the room shrouded in darkness. It likely take a while for the emergency light system to kick in. Personnel should look for light sources such as flashlight or lanterns to help them through the dark rooms that Z-283 leave behind in its warpath. After the recent black site lockdown, 4 of what we can only describe as Z-283 variant were spotted roaming the black site on the CCTVs. There's a gray, pink, brown, and green variant, referred to as Blitz, Pinky, Frogger, and Chainsmoker. I'm not saying the Z-283 because that is way too long. The origin of these so-called variants are currently unknown. Further study is needed once the black site lockdown has been dealt with. For now, operatives are advised to deal with them as they would with the original Z-283. So that's the Angler. Now let's pass to Z-367, Pandemonium. or aluminum. Anyways, now I'm about to spell his name. So I can read this one shot like this. Z-367, codename Pandemonium, was originally discovered submerged near a thermal vent within the lead van zone during initial excavation for the adult lifetime. Were they all found in the lead van zone, these guys? According to the molecular data received from compositional analysis, Z-367 body is structurally similar to decomposing organic tissue and synthetic polymer, chemically alike to plastic with trace element of various man-made metal. All attempt to classify the cellular anatomy of Z-367's flesh have ended in negative result, as Z-367 show no observable sign of life. Its body remain in a perpetual state of decomposition by some unknown mechanics. Note through the consistent presence of mold and other erosive agent discovered in biological analysis. The bioparanormal division has postulated that it collect fresh mass of external source through consumption, thus remaining intact anomalously. It possesses an indeterminate number of intractaural eyes, which appear to function as though alive. Though the explanation behind these ocular organs remain unknown, as the Hazard and Ethics Division has deemed further study too dangerous at this time. Z-367 is capable of rudimentary movement by unknown means, observed to float mid-air at a maximum of approximately 1 meter above the solid surface. Top speed is somewhat constant to that of a mid-sized marine predator. Jeez. The internal eye are deceptively powerful, able to spot movement and subtle shifts in light up to inordinately long distance if spotted. Subject managed to evade Z-367 it will immediately begin hunting its surrounding area. Spotted targets, inanimate or organic, are observed to be found in all instances. It is unknown what method Z-367 used for sensory perception. When there it be nearing scent or heat, but it seems what capable of primitive reasoning when living targets are found. Z-367 will attempt to trap them inside an orifice that resemble a toothed mouth, in which subjects are suffocated and dissolved by unknown chemicals. Agent secret within. If subject places barrier between themselves and Z-13, the creature will begin to ram its full body into obstruction. Its estimated weight and velocity capable of destroying most unsecured structure. This is only subside after an indefinite amount of time it attempt to repeatedly fail. Though research find no correlation between the two anomalies, Z-367 shares a similar EMP field generated by Z-383, the Angler. However, the former's electrical charge is recorded as being significantly less powerful, causing the device linked to internal power grid to temporarily malfunction when the Z-367 is near. Though permanent electrical damage are never suffered by the site infrastructure. Theories regarding the origin of this function are scant, as no other biological processes indicate that Z-367 should be capable of producing electrical field. The relation between these two subjects has been largely undetermined. However, grade we don't know, bioparanormal researcher DR we don't know, and his junior continues to lobby for further research. To be conducted, the hazard of ethic division continue to deny all appeal for continued study. In the event that Z-367 breaches containment, the pulse it emits will cause unsecured black light to flicker. When it is near remaining out of the line of Z-367's line of sight, it is of utmost importance. However, all attempts to evade it once spotted are futile. If cover is not available, Z-367 is capable of destroying most doors within the black site. Thus, personnel are heavily advised to redirect themselves to the nearest facility shelter or similarly armored room as soon as possible. Locker initialization in the black site we don't know are designed to be bulletproof. We will get there. Why would they say bulletproof? We will get there. However, confirmational testing with the Z-367 has been temporarily postponed. Resort to this if no other option presents itself. In the event that you are spotted, release, prostrate yourself in a secure location and wait for cleanup detail to retrieve your corpse. The panopticon must hold. That's Pandemonium. How many I got left? Jesus Christ, I got so many. I don't think I will have time. Anyways, if I'm fast, I can do it. Notice this document was written on a short notice to give a quick rundown of the threat to any operator heading back down to the black site. The Z-90 and Z-779 duos is simply dubbed Good People by operative is one of the many hazards you may encounter during the black site visit during operation. 35 minutes after the initial black site lockdown, Z-13 broke into the containment chamber containing Z-96, the Mask of Sadness, took it with him, encountered Dr. We Don't Know, and forced the mask onto his face, starting the MOSA process, referred to the Mask of Sadness. Document for further information. After the initial but short rampage, Z-96 had assimilated 108 victims, including Dr. We Don't Know, Section Director Phobos, and Overseer near the end of the rampage. Z-96 encountered guardman Henry, I don't know, who shot and hit the block several times. Z-96 quickly fled away from the area before Henry could even empty his gun magazine. After that encounter, Z-96 hunkered down in an empty room and started to properly digest its mass. It has not tried to do another direct confrontation since then. 4 hours into the lockdown, Z-13 encountered Z-779 and successfully connected it up to the Black Site mainframe. Agents stationed at the surface quickly retaliated by remotely blocking as many features from Z-779 as possible, but Z-779 still successfully managed to get access to the PA system, low-level clearance to the Navy AI system, and access to several levels of our security system. Since then, Z-779 has been using the PA system like a dog whistle to lure Z-96 around the Black Site at first. At first, it tried to lure Z-96 into direct confrontation with the groups of specialists, but Z-96 wouldn't always flee the scene, seemingly still traumatized by the encounter with Henry. Since then, it has started luring it to rooms that have been marked by the Navy AI in order to trick specialists by changing the number of the Navy path that Z-96 reside in to be the same number as the next room that the specialists need to go through. There are also reports of Z-779 using the PA system to trick people into the area by mimicking voices in the event that operator hear distorted audio of I'm lost. Wait. Using the PA system to trick people into the area by mimicking voices. In the event that operator hear distorted voice or colleague or friend, it's likely Z-779 using the intercom system to trick them into going there. If any operative encounters door on the Navy path that displayed the same number, it usually means that Z-96 is behind one of them. One way to figure out which door it's behind is to go up next to it and listen for breathing, growling, and other sounds that Z-96 make. Another thing that shows on a fake door is the sign displaying the number. Any fake sign will have periodic sparks. As a low-level clearance mean that Z-779 has override a lot of protocol, causing the wiring in the sign to overheat. Flicker static slightly. So now we got Eyefestation, Z-317. Z-317, codename Eyefestation, was a bull shark used in the BUPWM program. The BUPWM program was an experiment to allow an individual to kill someone telepathically through eye contact by beaming high radioactive waves through a victim's optic nerve, causing their brain to melt inside of their head. The experiment consisted of gouging out the eyeball of a patient, placing them into a jar of genetically altered rotten coral for 18 hours, injecting the now rotten eyeball with 20 millimeter of CT-19 before surgically implanting them back into the patient. For the procedure to work properly, the patient must be conscious the entire time and must not be put under the effect of anesthesia, painkillers, or any other form of drugs that alter the patient brain chemistry. Z-317 is the first successful experiment for this program. Whilst the experiment on Z-317 work on these side effects were considered unacceptable, the obvious problem was ludicrous amount of new eye on the body exterior as well in the interior. An X-ray showed that the entire of its side was infected with eyeball, all moving another side. Effect was all the eye would become neon green and have a circular pupil replaced with that of an X, like this. Not all side effects are bad, however. An unaccounted side effect is that the Z-317 can telepathically force someone to look at it, eye contact or not. However, it's a weak pull that can be fought back by the victim, and it becomes gravely obvious for the victim to know that they're in its gaze. Still, side effect is considered to be acceptable. Agents in field have been advised to try and use the pole only if in an emergency when trying to exterminate a target. Whilst the whole eye growth issues has been since the ironed out the green across eye side effect has not for now. Agents that have undergone a BUPWM procedure are given contact lens to cover up their horrific defects. Due to how painful these modifications are, only 16 agents so far have gone through the procedure. 5 hours and 34 minutes into the lockdown, Z-13 opens Z-317 containment cells. letting it swim out into the ocean instead of trying to leave the lead van zone or the area in general. Z-317 staying near the black site, looking through the windows and trying to find people but to kill. It is currently unknown why it's doing this, but it's assumed that it's out of malice and or hatred. Z-317 has already scheduled for an extermination and will be hunted down once the lockdown is been dealt with. If any operative is to encounter Z-317 outside a window from the room, they are currently in and feel the effect of its gaze. They should fight back. They should fight it until they can get it out of the room. Z-317 will normally try to attack in the area with lots of open space itself. Like if you can see the image right there, that's a big ass open area. Lots of open space for itself, and it's free for our smart minds. When Z-317 finds a window with victims inside, it'll stay at that window until it kills its victim, or the victim somehow managed its way through the room, after which Z-317 leaves in search of new prey. Z-317 seems to see all humans as threat, and which try to kill anyone it sees, no matter their role. Bruh. Wait. I had to get a bit more space. And as of yet, a side effect has been discovered. Personnel that have since returned to the surface have been reported that after Z-317 had spotted them, a voice in their head was telling them to look directly into Z-317 eyes, reporting voice trying to persuade them include relative, loved one, HQ, high commanding officer, and co-workers. Do not listen. Squiddle. So, the black. What? My bad. Forget what I said. There has not been given an unofficial official designation for this species, as they were only captured and transported to the Black State 2 days before the lockdown. The species have been given an unofficial designation: Squiddle. SQ codename Squiddle is an as of yet unknown species were discovered on the G-class cargo ship after they had broadcast a distress signal in the middle of the night in the general area of Stretchnamer. After the rescue ship failed to respond within no storm or hurricane that could have disrupted the rescue operation. Arbitron operative were soon after sent to investigate in case it was an as of yet unreported containment breach or a creature from the lead van zone that had somehow made it to the surface. When the operative boarded the ship, they found that the power was out, and the majority of the crew were dead, and were only a handful alive of a survivor is left. They found an estimate of 600 Squiddle instants that were rounded into the containers and taken to the black site for documentation. The and the rescue ship were sunk. The survivors were executed and cover up story. Saying that they were lost in a non-existent storm was given into the public. Squiddle instances are what only can be described as a purely dark humanoid-looking squid. They have a human head and torso shape. They don't have any arm where arms should be, and tentacles in place of legs. Squiddle instances have the ability to manifest themselves wherever they want, as long as there is no light source of any kind illuminating the area. If an Squiddle instance is in a dark room and a light is turned on, it would instantly demanifest from said room and re-manifest in the closest fully dark area. Squiddle are normally docile, simply floating above the ground, minding his own business. They only become aggressive when someone uses a light source or of any kind and shine it at the instant for short of time. If the person holding the light source doesn't turn said light source off, or doesn't point the light source away, the instance will attack the welder, like the one who holds the light and stuff. They will also attack if stood near for too long. After a few seconds, they will attack as if they were shining the light at them. Normally, this won't kill the individual unless they are already somewhat wounded. I have to read like this. After Z-13 opened their containment cells and turned off the light in the sector, the Squiddle instances are now all over the black site. In the event that the power in a room is out and the light are off, operatives are highly advised that they are ready to either turn off the light source they're holding or look away in case of their spot a Squiddle instance. They must also be careful not to keep their distance. Squiddle instance seems to possess some lower form of intelligence, as they will recognize someone invading their personal space because it's necessary. For example, Squiddle instance will not attack anyone using a keycard to unlock something. Operative who get a glimpse of a Squiddle instance notice that their head will change appearance, and it's speculated that the Squiddle species try to conjure up that they think is scary and as a defense mechanic. The Puddle of Void Mass. Z-VO6, aka Puddle from the Void Mass, are clumps of sentient puddle spawn from Z-VO, referred to the Valvoca Void Mass. Document for further information. I'll do this later. 1 hour and 26 minutes into the lockdown protocol, Z-13 disabled the anti-degradation evaporation field inside its cells and opened the containment door immediately. Immediately, Z-V0 started spawning 01 to 05 instance as well. And this new instance Z-V06, luckily in his haste to cause even more property damage, Z-13 forgot to turn off the evaporation floodlight contingency, measuring outside of the door, causing all of the Z-V01 to 05 instance to evaporate as they tried to leave. However, the new Z-V06 instance did not evaporate. It is theorized that the new Z-V06 instance is evolved to withstand the effect of the ADE system. It is currently unknown that why Z-V01 through 05 have not evolved in the same way 17 minutes after the AD-E system has turned off. DR, we don't know, found his way to the control room and turned it back on. An estimate of 6,200 6,700 instances are now loose in the black site. A Z-V06 instant is what can only be described as a black mass with two eyes and two tentacles, like arms, that it used to crawl around. What CCTVs showed them just kind of crawling around aimlessly until they found a small enclosed area, like closets, like lockers, crawling inside and just staying there. Z-V06 instance will not attack unless provoked. This normally wouldn't be a problem if it wasn't for the several monsters currently loose in the event that an operative need to hide. It is highly advised they double check the locker they're about to hide in, and any locker with a Z-V06 instance such can be identified as 3 key factors. These are really good key factors. Look at this. First, the locker will have, as only can be described as, audible breathing. Second, two big purple glowing eyes can be seen to the locker air hole. Third, a black liquid gooish substance can be seen dripping at the bottom of the locker into the floor. I could get some of the image of the side. Locker with a Z-V06 inside. You can barely see it. In the event that an operator accidentally opened a locker with a Z-V06 instance inside it and is pulled in, they can still be rescued. Whilst the window in a short, it unusually takes a bit before the Z-V06 properly starts to digest its victim, depending on how hard said victim is. If a colleague is captured, it is highly advised to get them out of the locker immediately, as to not suffer unnecessary casualties. Jeez, that's fast. We're literally spinnering this shit. So now we got the guys in my walls. Wait, what? Wall Dweller. Z-90, codename Wall Dweller, is a species of armless humanoid with a layer of drywall covering their frontal bodies. They were originally discovered in an abandoned office complex, Los Angeles, after a group of 4 online influencers who had gone and vandalized the property were all reported missing. Two police officers were from the local department were sent to investigate and report finding human holes in the walls. as well as meeting an armless wooden human, which was enough to scare them off, and have them called for backup. Urban sheet operatives were soon sent to investigate and discovered that Z-90 species, the body of the online influencers, were never found, as they had assumably all been eaten. The handheld camera was found containing the video evidence of the influencer being hunted and killed by several Z-90 incidents. These recordings were destroyed at the request of operators, not because they contain any confidential information, but simply because the personalities in this recording are super obnoxious and incredibly annoying. Why did they add this? I don't know. The death were blame on structural decay, where the rotten wood, flood has collapsed. The floor has collapsed under the group, causing them to fall 3 stories to their death. A total of 29 Z-90 incidents were captured and brought back to the black site for containment and study. The structure and anatomy of the Z-90 species is incredibly unique, and they have no heart, no blood, lungs, or the vital organ and type animal. Would need to be alive. They do not need to breathe or sleep. They only have a stomach and multiple acid storage and production buckets on the front. They have what at first seems like piece of wall, but it is actually skin. They can change the color and material of their wall surface to be the same as the surrounding wall it currently hiding in, allowing Z-90 instance to efficiently camouflage with their surrounding. The entirety of its back, rear, legs, and even head are filled with countless small holes. Each of these holes are used to spew acid, which it used to hide in few walls. It aligns itself in the wall and it wants to hide in, then start backing into said walls. Whilst the acid melt the hole for it, this process actually takes 4 minutes minimum to 9 minutes maximum. Z-90 is currently undergoing intensive study to figure out how exactly they're all changing camo works, so it be applied to our uniform and other piece of equipment that may need camouflage. Once the method has been discovered, all Z-90 instances will be terminated. Once Z-90 instance has been placed itself inside of a wall, it hibernates until prey walks by. Once the prey has left the area, it moves out of its hiding spot and starts stalking after said prey. Once catching up, it'll kick the back knee from the victim, causing them to fall. It'll then quickly turn the victim over and then rip their neck open before eating their neck open before they can even react. If alone, it'll start eating the body right away, even clothing. Oh, okay, that's violent. So actually in the game, ripped off your neck. Ugh. If in a group, it will attempt to move from person to person, killing them before it begin eating the bodies. Should any of Z-90 instant containment breach, personnel must remain on high alert. If they hear subtle footsteps behind them, they should quickly turn around. While dangerous, Z-90 cannot attack without the element of surprise and will attempt to flee when spotted. Notably, certain Z-90 instances will be sometimes feign to a retreat, luring the victim into a false sense of security. Then, once out of sight, then it'll run back, hopping to catch the victim off guard. That's violent. We're basically only these ones. The internal defense system, or the IDS. So, the internal defense system is a series of mounted turrets attached to the ceiling and walls. Mounted turret attached to the ceiling and walls. Wait, I just read that. I'm stupid. Of the room. Of the black site. Serving as the backup security system. The internal defense system is designed to work the best against human living organisms. Outfitted with laser targeting a body scanner, a spotlight, and an automatic reload system, and controlled by the Navy AI, each turret diligently scans its designed area for possible threat. Urban Shade employees MR-P/LR-P should not have to worry, as the body scanner will automatically scan them as the whitelist report. However, the MR-P/LR-P have not been informed of this, as the constant fear of being gunned down by the turret fire has provided a great keeping their goblin. With 5.56x 45 SS small stud round per ammo magazine, each turret has the ability to deal catastrophic damage to human and like a creature alike. When a turret runs out of ammo, it will automatically retract into the chamber, swapping its empty magazine to a fresh new one in less than 5 seconds, before quickly emerging once again. Resume its guarding duties. When a target enters its line of fire, the turret will fire a 14-round burst at the target, which deals 10 damage a shot, by the way. If the target somehow manages to survive the evade of the bullet storm, the turret will lock it to the target, fire again. Most however turrets are outfitted with a breaker box, allowing the turret in the room to be part of. These boxes are unusually left unmarked and should remain closed at all times, so that no possible escapes shouldn't possibly shut the turret off before they'd be filled with lead. For maximum efficiency, the turret has been scattered intimately at random points across the black site, meaning no intruder or prisoner could predict where a turret will be stationed. If the turret are somehow hijacked by the enemy and begin to target its own personnel, are advised to stay clear of turreted area. Should they, for some reason, have to navigate through turreted area, personnel should try to create cover using available furniture. Note that lockers within the black site are bulletproof. That's what I was thinking. So the blockers in the black site are bulletproof, like we saw like in the Pandemonium one earlier. So personnel should hide inside the nearby locker until the turret is disabled or brought back under urban shade control. Now we get the Voltus Luminaria, the Searchlight. The Voltus Luminaria, species dubbed Searchlight by personnel, is a species of whale-sized organism found exclusively in the lead vein. Jesus Christ, they're all found in the lead vein zone or something? Found in the lead vein zone. They are speculated to have been around for 80 million years and proven by skeletal remains found throughout their trench. An autopsy has shown that it's related to an echinoderm, which just goes to show how much it has evolved over the years. No Z- classification has been given due to them simply being considered with wild animal. The average Voltus has 4 eyes located on its stomach. Between said eyes, it's a large gaping mouth with many rows of teeth. On top front of its body is a heavily armored shell. On the back, like you can see the other photo right there. Like you can absolutely see the shell. On the back is what can only be described as spike clusters. On its rear, it has 2 fins and a long tail that it used for movement and stabilization. An estimated 250 Voltus are currently alive in the lead vein zone. 350. The Voltus Luminaria species gets its name after its hunting technique. The 4 aforementioned eyes have bright beam of light emanating the floor illuminating from them, and they use those beams to scour the sea floor looking for food. Once their prey has been spotted, one of the eye can only be described as a harpoon will shoot out of the mouth and prey, impaling it into the prey its maw into its maw. When a hostile sea life attempt to attack the Voltus instance or the Searchlight, they unusually try to attack its top when then the critter realize that the shell can't be penetrated, that the spike only harm it. They try either to swim away or underneath the belly to try and find a weak spot, which result in first immediately getting the harpoon, after which is promptly eaten real. In the event that you are out diving near the sea floor and you encounter a wild Searchlight, simply swim above it or swim out of the way should be enough. And in the event that neither of these options works, it is possible the best thing to do is try to hide underneath or inside something as it swims by, trying to maneuver underneath the light as it passes overhead is not recommended, but it is advised to at least attempt if there is no other option. the there have been a few concerns regarding the lunar grav testing track and how a Voltus almost swam inside once a bulkhead was accidentally left open. After its little incident, the exterior bulkhead must now be checked to make sure they're closed properly. I always has my question, like in the first encounter with the Searchlight, is it floating or there's water on top? That's always my question. Now we got the environment. By the way, ignore the death, by the way. So these were literally grinding. Anyways, let's finish with this. So we got the environment. I forgot the name. The environmental hazard. Whatever. Post-breach blast site condition. Electrical hazard. Many fuse box, generators, and wiring throughout the black site has been damaged by monsters / decreased structural integrity. This is result in many electrical hazard causing by exposed wiring and other malfunctions. A major concern is the amount of flooding taking place from burst pipe to crack open, etc. When the water comes in contact with exposed electrical outlet, it creates a big pool of electrified water, which can cause injury, death, or to person if stepped in. Sometimes it may be necessary to turn off the power in a sector if the path ahead is blocked by a puddle of electrified water. If this is the case, operators should search out for a power box and turn them off, allowing them for a safe passage. Pit/hole. Due to the severe black site degradation, a lot of the foundation keeping the floor /wall and ceiling up have collapsed. Luckily, the worst has already passed, so any personnel still trapped shouldn't have to worry about the floor collapsing under them. They just have to watch their steps. Ventilation fan. In the certain circumstances, these rooms have collapsed. Operators may need to venture into a ventilation shaft and pass through the blades of the ventilation fan. In order to progress to their goal, in the event that an operator needs to pass through a ventilation fan, they should pass through the blade when an opening presents itself. Or better yet, simply find another route entirely, as trying passing through a sharp, deadly spinning metal blade is highly moronic. Alright. Fire. Within so much failing machinery and integrity of fire are bound to start eventually. Luckily, this shouldn't be straightforward for operators to avoid, and as the emergency ventilation system will kick in and suck the air out of any room on fire. There will still be instances where the ventilation will fail, and said room should only be navigated if necessary. If that's the case, operators should simply walk around any open flames. High pressure steam. Ouch. That was my knee. Anyways. With many pipe being damaged or outright destroyed, steam pipe bursting open from built up pressure inevitable for any operator not similar to steam pipe, not familiar. Steam pipe are painted red, and any operative should be careful when near the red pipe in case they are damaged. Most steam release come in bursts, unusually spraying out a few seconds before running out of supply. Our new dose of hot air is unusually not far behind. True, but though, so if the path is blocked by steam, operatives are advised to wait for it to run out and then quickly make to the other side before another dose is ready. Operatives should also be aware that there is also a pipe with a valve attached. Closing said valve will unusually stop all the flow of steam, allowing the other operative to pass in previously active hazard safely. That's the addition. So now we have the underwater hazard. So don't ask me, this is put like this. I always put my question if this was like always like this, but it's not finished yet. Anyways, parasite. The land veins on fauna, simply dubbed parasite by personnel, are the main inhabitant of the trench. Parasite are small enough to be invisible to the naked eye, allowing them to blend in seamlessly into the darkness of the abyss. The parasite have adapted to the darkness, meaning they aren't used to light, any amount of light, no matter how weak it's enough to burn them alive. So to speak, because of this, you'll see travel by divers being lit up by green beacon. Parasites are only a problem if the areas are not lit by any type of light source. In the event that you are out diving without a tongue vest, in the crucial, and you stick as close to pre-placed light and beacon as possible. Swimming out of the light of the beacon will have you quickly swarm and eaten. In the event that you for some reason swim outside of the beacon range, you have to swim back to the light as fast as possible, and then try physically shake any parasite that have attached themselves to you off, trying to take them off outside of the light won't work, as they won't be weakened enough from the light to let go as easily. So we got our last two, the A-16, the multi-monster, and gut stand. So let's start by A60. So the document is made like this, by the way. The multi-monster, A-60 codename the multi-monster, was originally, we don't know, well, the origin of A60 is from the rooms, like the rooms. Wait, what is the name of the creator? I forgot. Rooms. So rooms was the creator of the rooms, which was Nicorox 5555, was the one who created the rooms. Notice this document will never be to never be unredacted. I don't know why though. Well, maybe there'll be more lore about this. Who knows? And we got our final like entity, which doesn't do anything, but I can probably describe something. Like the first thing you can describe in this document, if you look closely right there, you can see message. And from what I can describe, for me, I can describe it says stop moving, like what I can describe. And the other side it says do not believe your eyes. I don't know what that maybe they will be aggressive later. I don't know. Maybe there will be more lore about this. Anyways, that was it for all of the monster / Azure document. Like there's a lot of them, and I have been doing like off-camera grinding, especially with Angler. Anyways, later I'll do the Urban Shades, which I can give you a leak by now. I'm not gonna click on one of them. I'm just gonna show you a leak of what they are. We'll do like always. We'll start by there, by the ridge, and we'll finish by that one, Z-1220, my wife. I don't know why it's called that one. You'll see later. Anyways, that's probably it for now. By the way, speaking of the prisoner diving suit, you'll see later in the Urban Shade, I learned that one literally so easy. Dude, I never learned that. But by zooming my camera a little bit in the like diving suit, you'll see later. Anyways, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, don't miss my content. And I'll see you in another one, guys. See ya!